Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's episode 3 of 25 to 1000, right? And we're breaking down two trades, one resulting in a loss, break even, and then a trade that took us and made us all our losses back and more. All our losses back. It was just one. But I'm going to be showing you guys down the mental process of this, and managing these trades and everything between. So stay tuned and let's get it. So, right now, I'm going to put up a screenshot, right? I'm going to put up a screenshot, and you're going to see, again, hella positions, right? But you really just got to look at the pairs, right? You're going to see about 4 EJ positions, 4 UJ positions, and then 4 UJ positions at 1, right? So, before we get started, I want to show you guys this screenshot, right? The next couple of trades that are in this trade process, right? And again, the reason being why I'm not showing you guys this in real time is because all these trades were taking before, and now I'm just going over them and posting them, right? I'm gonna get to a point where I'm going to catch everybody up, and I'm going to be breaking down the trade that I took the night before. So anyways, when you look at the screenshot, again, you're going to see hella positions, but just look at the pairs, right? You're going to see Euro GPY that resulted in a loss. You're going to see UJ that resulted in break evens, but they're going to show as losses. But if you just see those losses, they literally are break even. And then you're going to see the UJ win that made us back everything and more, right? So again, I'm going to be showing you guys what happened on each one of these pairs and, the thought process behind it, right? And some tips and pointers that you guys can take with you guys if you guys have a losing night and you guys want to recover. So coming into Euro JPY, right, we're going to be breaking this down real quick, and I'm going to be showing you guys what I had, right? Coming into this trade, right, we had price essentially ranging up here, right? And then price had this huge move driven by news, right? Driven by news that resulted in a lower low. Okay, once we got this lower low point right here, I was like, okay, right, the trade that I want, right, the trade that I want after this huge projection is a long, but we had missed out by the time the session already came, right? But I believe that if we were going to continue this trade, price is going to come up into this area of support and resistance that we have here, right? Price is going to come out in this area of support and resistance that we have here. Even if you drag this out, you can see this is a very prominent level right here. You can see rejection here, you can see rejection here, here, all across the board. So I thought, okay, price is going to come to this level, this area of interest that I have right here, reject the moving averages, and we're going to have beautiful sweet shorts to the downside, right? So I ended up going with a very aggressive entry. The second price touched up here, I was like, okay, I'm going short, right? And you can see right here that my entry was somewhere around here, right? I wanted to enter a short position right here with a very great risk to reward, right? Something like this. And what happened? Price actually went straight into profit, right? We probably should have gone break even or something like that, and then prices ended up completely reversing and taking us out. So what happened? Why didn't I go break even? Why didn't I manage this trade a little better? Well, this was around 6 o'clock, right? First of all, I was really confident that we were going to go to our take profits. Also, I was sleeping at this time. There's a certain time where I finally go to sleep and put my phone down and just set and forget, and in this case, it just didn't go our way, right? So we did manage to go straight into profit. For some people it's a winning trade, but I lost, so I'm not going to call it that. But we did manage to get some movement to the downside, right? Some 30-something pips before we completely reversed. And it happens, right? It happens. And by the time price got back up here for New York session, I just didn't want to really trade, right? So I kind of moved over to USD JPY. So what happened on USD JPY, right? What resulted us in going break even, and then what resulted us in us winning? And it's actually going to be a number of things, but the key thing to note here is experience, right? There's nothing like experience. So things happened in the market during the trade that I knew what was going to happen, and that's why I switched my bias up, right? Usually when you sell and buy in the same night, you're probably trading through emotions. You just want to make something back. But I know through my technical analysis and through my emotions that I was correct in my analysis, and the trade was going to go my way. So coming into session, right, I had one or two things, right? I wanted price to either break under here, retest, and go short, or I thought price was actually going to hold at this level and go long, right? I thought price was going to hold at this level and go long. Reason being is because when you look on the daily time frame, right, when you look at the daily time frame, you do have market structure in our favor, right? This is bullish market structure. We have this range down here, we break up, create higher highs, and then we're pulling back, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, right? I do have long positions. I'm going to go down to the 4-hour, and I'm going to see if I can get an entry somewhere in this area of support and resistance that I have right here, right? So what happens? Price actually drops and starts to break right under, and this is where the break even happened, right? As price started to break under our area of support and resistance and and retest, right? We actually ended up taking short positions, right? And immediately we ended up going break even, right? Price actually dropped all the way we entered right after this breakout candle right here, right? Aggressive entry, and then price went all the way down. But when price wicked and closed like this, I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I've seen this before. There's no momentum to go bullish, right? And I was like, you know what? If you just go back and set a Fibonacci at this level, we rejected a Fibonacci level, right? And what ended up happening, we actually ended up reversing from this point. So we ended up going break even, right? So, we went break even by the time, price got to its lowest right here. And then it came up and took us out break even, right? Now, how did we come back? Well, I took a break and retest of the level where I wanted to go long, essentially, right? So as price broke above and started to retest, right, we put our stops under a structure point and we put our TPs at an area of support and resistance where price can reverse. And price actually ended up going our way, right? You're going to see the price actually ended up flying and taking all profits, right? Sorry, all the way up here. And that's how we actually came back from taking USD JPYs. Now, why is this trade so important? It's because it had multiple things happening that I was able to recognize. One being this fake out. This is a fake out. This literally took all the sellers out that were taking out breakout trades, right? This is what the market does. This is what brokers do, right? They took you out and then ended up going the complete other way. Now, again, I do actually teach how to catch these fake outs, but in here this is the perfect example how to catch this fake out, right? Remember, you want to see momentum in these candles, and remember what I said on the 5-minute. There was no momentum on this candle on the 5-minute down here, right? Zero momentum, and not even that. But as price start to break up, you can go see on the higher time frames. What does it look on the higher time frames? Look at what it looks like. It literally looks like a wick to the downside and closes into that zone, meaning we're rejecting this zone. So our original bullish bias is still invalid. It's still valid. It's still valid right now. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with the bullish bias. And as price simply broke and retested to the upside, we ended up taking those long positions right here and ended up making back our loss and more on Euro JPY, right? And that's what I want to talk about now. Making up your losses, right? Making up your losses. How do you go about that, right? Now I have a couple of rules set. I have a couple of rules set, right? And those rules consist of a couple of things, right? One, my trading strategy. I never expose more than 2% a night. Never. So if I lose one trade, I lose 1%. And then if I want to go and take another trade on any pair, right, I'll do another percent. And then if I lose again, 2% is my max. I'm going to bed and I'm done, right? But in this instance, right, when Euro JPY took us out in loss, right, I actually wanted to go and I wanted to realize that, Euro JPY isn't actually as pretty as I wanted it to be anymore. And you have to realize that, right? And that's what led me to go to USD JPY, which I had a setup, right? And I actually wanted to take that trade instead. I thought this trade was better, right? And that's where, you have to really realize, like, okay, maybe sometimes if you lose on one pair, you probably shouldn't trade that pair again, because in my head, if you were to losing twice on the same pair on the same setup is just so stupid. You were better off risking 2% on the first trade for higher profits. But that's why I kind of advise against that, right? If you lose on one pair and one setup and you try to get back in, sometimes it will work. I'm not saying don't do it, but just be careful and really sit back and then analyze the market again. Like, all right, where are we at now, right? So that's how we went over to USD JPY, right? And USD JPY had a beautiful trade, which I was able to recognize, and they see price projecting, and it was just a better setup, right? You have to keep your emotions under control. I left EJ alone. I was like, you know what? Fuck EJ. I'm going to go over to USD JPY. I think it's nicer. I think it's pretty good. I think the price action is better, right? And then as you see, price actually ended up taking all of our take profits, right? And this fake out was what gave it away, right? Now, if you guys want to learn more about fake outs, message me. I do help everybody. I also teach it in the academy, in the course, right? Fake outs is one of the biggest things that I have learned and has helped me in my trading journey, right? Is this fake out, right? And that's something I was able to point out. So that's my little breakdown on EJ and UJ, and this trade got us to 100% profit on the account, as you guys see in the last video, as I'll show you guys right now. We actually are up $61 on our account. So again, if you guys haven't seen yet, this is the first episode 25 to 1000, and then this is the second episode 25 to 1000, where I then followed up with this episode right here that you guys are currently watching. But you know, this account was going great. This is an account actually getting us up to 100% profits, right? About $58. If you look in the last video right here, we're currently at 61, so we're over 100% profit on the account. If you look at this video right here, where I show you guys in the beginning the account balance, right? So again, I'm gonna hook this up to my FX book so I can show you guys in episode 4. But yep, this is it. This is EJ, and this is how I overcame my loss and, you know, keeping my emotional control during the loss, right? So I hope you guys enjoy. Like, follow, subscribe, leave a post notification, comment, whatever. I don't even know what I just said. Deuces.